we're ready for early Sunday morning PC build. We've got a $1,000 PC that we're going to be building today. Getting this constructed, put together, and then we'll have a video coming out on it hopefully later this week. So while I get all of this set up, welcome to everybody who's going to be tuning in. Any future viewers who are watching this later, I know who you are. Appreciate everybody who is joining us for this. If you want to know the specs of today's PC build, you can check the link in the description. We'll have all the parts lists there, and then additionally, if you're watching this live, you can type !build and you will get the parts list populated in chat for you. Just a couple more pieces of administration stuff to do, and I think we're ready. Good morning. Good morning, Loose Nut. Good morning, Cyberrich. Good morning, Anchor. How you doing? All right. Well, we've got a fairly simple PC build this morning. Sorry, just trying to get chat ready. Not too much to it. We're just going for $1,000. With the 4060 Ti kind of being the thing that's underpinning this whole thing. I understand some people might want to go for a GPU that is Team Red instead of Team Blue, but with the video that we're doing has to have a 4060 Ti, so that's the plan. So again, if you want to know the parts, type !build and you'll get the details on everything that we're building today. But we're actually ready to start really quickly because I've been getting footage of all the parts. So like, this is empty. Everything's already out of the box, ready to go. Alright. Yeah, there's nothing in any of these boxes besides the modular power supply cables that are in this Thermaltake box, which this is the 750 watt because this is what Thermaltake sent to us, but the recommended wattage for the PC is going to be 650 because that'll save you a few bucks, making it easier to get into that $100 or $1,000 price point. All right, well we're ready to go. Oh, that one's turned off. Could you give us an Intel alternative? No, because the highest it goes is the A770, and that competes with the 3060 Ti, not the 4060 Ti. There is no Team Blue equivalent to the 36 or the 4060 Ti. You'd have to downgrade in order to make that happen. All right, I don't know where I put the CPU. So that's problem number one. Oh, there it is. It's all on the graphics card. It's all organized back here. This is how I had everything set up, getting ready for this morning. So there's actually some weird situations going on here. So this Patriot Viper RAM, super affordable, right? And the way it's supposed to be is you've got Viper on one side and Viper on the other. This one has Viper on one side and no visible situation on the other side, which I'm not too bothered by, but I could see people issuing a return for this reason because it's not how the RAM's supposed to be. Of course it doesn't fit when you do it wrong. And as long as we put it here on the inside, we can cover that up with the other stick of RAM. That'll be totally fine. There we go. Yep. So you can't even really tell because you're not seeing the inside of it very often. But if I was a regular consumer purchasing this, I would want to get that returned because that is not how a stick of RAM is supposed to be. It is lighter, so I will save on like shipping costs if I ever give away this build by like 40 cents. Oh crap. Oh no, I dropped the bit. I don't know where it went. Found it. Morning, Soil Tech. How you doing?
You just subbed? I love you too.
So, Brett, I finally bought my first PC
Sunday's
part the
build,
other day. I got an
woohoo.
NZXT H9 Flow as my case of choice. Wow, that's a big first case. Mark's, yeah, thank you, Mark, for the tier 1 for 41 months. That's a long time. Thank you for being part of this community for that long. All right, we've got a P3 Plus. The recommended in the build is going to be 2 terabyte or 1 terabyte, but I only have 2 terabytes lying around, so that's what's going in this build. There are a few like pieces like that where it's like, hey, I'm recommending you get a 650 watt power supply, but I'm going to use a 750 watt. So I'm at that point where I have unscrewed the M.2 cover, but I don't know where I put the screws down at. I was not paying attention. There, found them. $0.40 is saved as 40 cents. You could, but gift to Kyler. I doubt that that missing heat sink's gonna save me 40 cents on shipping. It's not even gonna save me anything because the weight difference is like 1 ounce. Not even. You want to trade this PC for H100? No, thank you. All right, that's where the 7600 is gonna go. But we should probably get the cooler bracket and everything installed first. Somebody mentioned that the link in the dock for the cooler is wrong. I can't fix that right now, but we're using the ID Cooling SE224 XTS in white because it's going to match the Fractal Pop Air Mini. Cyber Edge, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub for 7 months. So that matches the case. However, in order to save a little bit of money, it is possible that you could potentially just use the stock cooler that comes with the CPU of choice, which is the Ryzen 5 7600, because... Oh, thank you HTC for the capybara. You can save just a little bit of money, and if that's worth it to you, then you can do that. But I think this cooler is like $25. So I think it officially puts us over $1,000 as far as the price point, but it could be worth it to you if you deem that is the aesthetic side of things is a little bit more important than staying under the $1,000 price point. I'm busy trying to find the cooler instructions. I don't know where those got placed. I don't want to have to guess, but I might have to. Better temps equals better performance. That is not always true. Like, it's going to be minimal better performance. It really is just going to be lower temps on something like the 7600.
You just subbed? I love you too.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure this is the Intel backplate. I don't need that. HCC, thank you so much for the 3 gifted
subbed?
tier 1 subs. That puts you
too.
at 550 lifetime. Wow. And that does put us at a hype train. Thank you so much,
you
HCC.
too.
Alright, my guess is that this is that is not the AMD mounting. I was wrong. Is this the AMD mounting? Does it go inside? That can't be right. Okay, let's put that like that and see if we line that up. Does that line up there? It does. Okay, I found out the way to mount AMD just by guessing. I think this is the AMD. Did I put the instructions back in the box? I think I did that. That makes more sense. I did put them back in the box. Thank you for this. 69 biddies. Someone ate my Dorito. Yep, that all looks right. Okay, we're good. Who ate your Dorito, though? Have you figured it out? Oh, we're at 56% of a level 2 hype train. Thank you guys so much for the early Sunday morning love. Shouldn't have said that. Y'all know what I mean. Had the ID cooling 240mm AIO, was graded my 3700X until the pump died after only 2 years, was only about $60. Yeah. That's one of the reasons we're not going liquid cooling on this. $60 is more than $25. It was me. I ate it 12-pack. That's mean. Sunday fun day, that's right. Early morning $1,000 PC build. You needed to eat breakfast? Doritos for breakfast is a rough move, friend. I've been there, but that's a tough situation to be in. All right. I should not have done that. Turns out I can't install the CPU with that thing on. Okay, great. Well, I'm ready to do it once we got the CPU installed. The retention arm for the AMD CPU is right below where that cooler bracket goes. Installed, very simple. All right, and then it's just simple to fix my one mistake. A rough move is half a pumpkin pie. I don't know why I did that. It was there and you were hungry. I've been there. I get doing it. I'm not gonna shame you for doing it. I just know that's it. It's a tough space to be in. I've had some undesirable breakfasts before that my body has been upset with me for doing. Okay, so this is one of the coolers. On the recent H6 Flow build that we did, where did I even put that computer? Where's the H6 Flow? Oh, it's on the floor. Of course it is. So when I was building this on Thursday, somebody asked in the comments afterwards, why didn't I put thermal paste on the cooler or on the CPU for the cooler? And that's because I had thermal paste pre-installed. However, this ID cooling one does not. It has a sticker. It has a sticker of please remove. Thank you all for the level 2 hype train. No, please don't eat my H6 Flow. Thankfully, they include a decent amount of thermal paste in here. We'll be totally fine. Alright, we gotta take the fan off as well when we install this. Remember to use at least 2 tubes of thermal compound. That's the plan. Alright, it doesn't look like this has an up orientation. Yeah, it looks like it's identical both ways. so that's good. Remove the sticker. We actually did a video a while ago, I think back in 2020, of what happens when you don't remove the sticker on the cooler, and surprisingly not a ton. You can still cool, especially on lower end chips. Higher end chips, not so much. Remember, it needs to ooze out the side. I don't think that's right. I also don't think it's wrong. You don't want to do too little thermal paste, but too much thermal paste, honestly, is just a cleaning problem, not a cooling problem. Expecting a thermal smiley face at least? Oh man, you gotta go to like a more wholesome creator like Oztox Hardware or something to get something like that. Alright, how do I want to orient this? Probably like this, right? And then that way I can route the fan cable down. Plug that in there. And then as long as I keep the cable going across, you have less cable management problems, allegedly. Side one's done. Side two's done. There we go. Cooler installed, SSD installed, CPU installed, RAM installed. We're done with the motherboard section. There's no such thing as too much thermal paste. It's like cookie dough. Just eat the extra. You can't save it for later. It's no good after one day out of the fridge. Ditch the paste, go with cryo sheets. Not for a $1,000 PC build. Why spend extra money on thermal paste or cryo sheets or whatever that's gonna get you marginal temperature changes and basically no performance changes on the 7600? That's just wasted money. Make sure we're cleaned up a little bit before I move on. One of the hardest parts of doing these PC builds on the regular is that I don't clean up afterwards or during, and then kind of stuck with an unusable set afterwards. Would you recommend getting one of those Thermal Grizzly cooling brackets for the 13900K? I don't know much about them, haven't looked into it. I don't think I could answer that question properly for you. Let's go. Make sure we get this cleaned up. Save the thermal paste for snacks. So thankfully the budget for this PC build allows us to get a Wi-Fi version of the motherboard. So we can actually have wireless and we don't have to connect it to Ethernet. I think that's one of the things that like budget PC builders overlook, is that they likely don't have an Ethernet jack in their room, you know, especially if you're living with your parents or you're in a apartment situation. The router is probably somewhere else, and to run Ethernet cable is tricky. So instead of spending like 12 bucks on a Wi-Fi adapter, having it baked into the motherboard makes things a little sweeter. So we're done with this. What's up, Zeepo? What's up, Bologna Justice? Cheese Dog. I use one for my 13600 and drop 4C. I'm just not concerned with temperatures very often. The temperature on my PC, as long as it's not thermal throttling, then I'm happy. All right, so we have the Fractal Pop Mini Air. Pop Air Mini. What is the designation of how you're supposed to say this? It is the Fractal Pop Mini Air. Pop Mini Air. Pop Mini Air. So this is actually the case that Reese just got for his PC when he got home to South Africa. And he's rocking a 7800 X3D and a 4070 Ti. So a little bit higher specs. But at the price point, the Pop Mini Air offers a whole lot for micro ATX builds. And one of the things that I like about micro ATX is that you get a smaller system, which is nice, but then you still have, hopefully, depending on the motherboard, not this one because we went super budget on it, but on slightly higher end motherboards, you'll get an extra PCI Express expansion slot that'll allow you to have your graphics card in here, and then maybe like a capture card there. Yeah, this is a great looking case. Has a hard drive shroud, which we will take out, remove, because we don't need. Whenever we do PC build giveaways, sometimes people will message me and be like, hey, I received the PC, but it didn't have a hard drive cage. Oh, does this have a 5.5 mil bay? What in tarnation? Wow, okay. And I always tell them we take it out on principle. There's nothing super budget about a PC with a 4090 in it. What are you talking about? Who are you responding to? All right, I need screws and such to make this work. Thinking about getting a hard drive for my build, but I don't know. I'd recommend don't do it. Just delete stuff. You don't need the storage. All right, so we need to open this. Okay, we can probably move on to the power supply. I don't think we need SATA at all because it looks like these RGB fans that are included from Fractal just power off of ARGB headers.
My disappointment.
So I think we'll be okay.
Immeasurable.
Nope, there's SATA for some reason. There's SATA power for some reason. Okay, there's always SATA power. So it's always. Did I say 5.5 inch bay? I meant 5 1/4. You guys know what I mean. It's legacy stuff, so if I mispronounce what it's actually called, it's because it's supposed to be fading from my memory. Alright, so we got the Thermaltake Smart BM3. I recommend the 650, but I have a 750 that I'm going to be putting in here. You gotta make sure to take off the plastic that they include. It's semi-modular, so we have the CPU power and the motherboard, but we'll have to install things like it does have ATX 3.0 support, which is nice, but we'll have to install the SATA and the PCI Express for the graphics card. Box. If you really need the storage, use an external hard drive or go with a NAS, or just delete your files. Just delete them. You don't need them. You don't need them. Get rid of them. It's always good to get a bigger PSU anyways. That's not... Always is a strong word there. Oh, it's a 4060. The box upside down. I thought it was a 4090. No, it's a 4060 Ti. We're using cable extensions here anyways. I believe we only need a single 8-pin for this 4060 Ti. Alright, CPU power, motherboard. I don't need the ATX 3.0. It does support 300 watts, so that's probably good for like a 4070 Ti if you're gonna build that. Does this have like a single 8-pin one? No. What's up, Sandra? How you doing? Brent has a pre-production 4090 Ti. No, but the I/O brackets for it went on sale on eBay. They're like $25 a piece, and the seller had like 5 of them. I thought about buying one, but I was like, I've got nothing, literally nothing to do with this. Oh goodness. All right, that's a unique problem I've never seen before. So it looks like the 2.5-inch drive bay situation back here prevents me from sliding the power supply in. Like, it has these little extensions that make it impossible for me to get by. It's a Core i3 2100F and a 7800 XT, a good combo. It'll be fine. Like, we're at the stage where, you know, if you're running 1080p, maybe you'll run into some bottlenecks with the i3. But more than realistically, right, like a 7800 XT is going to be a 1440p card, and then 1200F is going to be mostly fine there. Most people would tell you to upgrade to a Ryzen 5 or an i5, but I think you'd be okay. The CPU isn't actually all that weak. An Alder Lake i3 is like, we're at the stage right now where CPU power is not super important until you get to really high-end cards. And even then, the higher end card you go, the higher resolution monitor you're typically using, and so the CPU becomes less and less of a factor. And the IPC on the i3 is great. It's not going to be any different on the i5. Where'd the SATA cable go? Did I put that away? No, I left it right here. Good smart place for it. It's a 2060 Ti. That doesn't exist. And an i7, a good combo for flight sim. Are you asking because you already have it? Or are you looking to build it? Okay, let's get all the cables wired up, and then we should be good to move on to installation of the motherboard. Still waiting for my new PC case I bought yesterday, but I'm still waiting for delivery. I'm just upgrading my MC case now because the air... I don't know what you're saying, housing name. I don't know what an MC case is. And you bought something yesterday on a Saturday and it's still not here yet. I think that's pretty expected. Single 8 pin. Good. Alright, we only need a single piece or a CPU 8 pin for this build anyway, so that's good. I will have to cable comb these. Six pin, 8 pin. And then motherboard. I wanted that on the floor. The 5 1/4 inch drive bay. All right, motherboard time. All right, it looks like we've got a decent amount of room in here for things like installing the USB 3, extra fans, addressable RGB headers, all of that good stuff. So let me screw this down and then we'll get to setting all of that up. Wait, I would never say that again. If you have your graphics card, your computer case, and your power supply figured out, what platform would you spend $400 on to build a gaming computer? Honestly, either is fine. There's no compromises for AM5 right now, right? Like, the CPU in this is $200, the motherboard was like $100, and then DDR5 is less than $100, so you're spending $400 right there in getting a mid-tier setup. It's really not a problem. I don't believe you, Diotis, that the 12900K combo is $400 or less. I don't believe that. I think it's more than that. I think it's over $400. Have you noticed PC gaming has gotten stupidly expensive, like you need a 7800 XT for 60 FPS in the latest titles? No, because that's not true. Just drop your settings. We're about in the same place as we were. It's 380. Does that include RAM? I'm looking this up. So $399.99. Okay, there you go. That does not look like a good motherboard, but yeah, $400, 12900K Z790V, and 32 gigs of DDR5 6000. Okay. Not bad. But that's only if you're near a Micro Center. Yeah, the 12900K on Newegg's 423. There's no combo that makes it $400 on Newegg. So you'd have to be near a Micro Center, otherwise it's not a relevant conversation point. Thank you, Reese. I stole it from you. This is actually your case. Go look at your computer. It's not there. And don't you tell me I'm already looking at my computer. No, you're not. All right, where do we got? We got an RGB header up top right here. Yep, rip Reese's computer. It's gone.
Guys, it's Reese.
Gone, I stole it.
Guys, it's Reese.
That was quite loud. Mark Sparks, thank you so much. All right, RGB header done. Where do we got fan? Where is the next fan? On the bottom. Oh, why do you not reach? That is offensive. Why is that the closest? The heck? Usually there's one on the side here, but nope, I gotta go down bottom. Which this doesn't reach. That is not cool. Alright, I'm gonna have to undo all this cable management. I saw Reese playing it earlier. He was streaming, yeah, on his own channel because he refuses to stream on the main channel for his own reasons. I don't know why, but I got a 4K monitor for my Series X, and then I got a RTX 3050 in my PC last year. When I bought it, that was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. I don't understand why. What's the problem with buying a 4K monitor? HD audio. Is this the PC with the H610 DDR5 board? No. Type exclamation point build if you want the specs for this PC. Okay, that's good. For some reason we have a SATA power. I'm still not clear on why. I assume it's for RGB or something. There's no front USB-C. What do you know? Okay. That's fine. It's really not a big deal. Not exclamation point specs, exclamation point build. Pulling it in this way, and I got cable pulls. Could I give you parts of a PC to build for me? I will buy you food meal and some extra cash. Nope. Thanks for the offer, though. Don't need it. I've got too much work on my hands to be doing everybody else's stuff. Alright, now's the monotonous task of cable combing. There's not much going on. This is just going to be me fiddling with these cables for the next little bit. For motherboard, for CPU, and for graphics card. Why is Nightbot spamming the PC part picker? Because people are typing exclamation point build. It's responding. Smooth jazz always puts me in a chill mood. Yeah, it's nice and relaxing, especially when you're doing stuff like this. Just you and cables. All right, there we go. I'll deal with the positioning of that in a bit. Let's move on to the CPU. This is graphics. This is CPU. All right. I'm a little experienced with an SSD, but 6,800 megabytes for PCI Express 4.0 good. That's like about the max that you're gonna get. Alright, so I'm doing the same that way. Because PCI Express 4.0 only goes up to like 7250, I think is the theoretical max. So you're not gonna get more than that. That's good enough. That's good. Okay. Let's see what else needs to be installed. Just the USB 3.0 header, which I don't need to do first. Okay. So next would be graphics card, which I should probably install first. That would make some sense. So we're gonna do top and second. The Crucial P5 Plus is a great SSD. We're using the P3 Plus for this build because it's slightly on the more affordable side. .3060 Ti, a little long, but you'll get the job done. Where did I put the other screw? $7,800 X3D deals are starting to appear now too. They're in the high 600 ranges, but Black Friday will bring even better. $7,800 X3D for $600? That seems excessive even when they launched. Combo deals. That still doesn't tell us a whole lot. Like a combo could just be a motherboard. Or it could be a motherboard and RAM. There we go. Micro Center combo deals usually have RAM, MOBO, and CPU. Yeah, but he also did not specify Micro Center. There was a large lack in information for me to make a value judgment on what was happening. Is B650 high end? No, it's mid tier, but it's also good enough. It's honestly higher end than most people need. And it's the same with like A620 is honestly good enough as long as it has the correct amount of like VRM heat sinks that you need. What are you building today? Type exclamation point build if you want to know the specs. I just need to do the 3.0 header. Part of me wishes PC Part Picker would include Micro Center prices, but I get it'd be a hassle. Also, Micro Center doesn't have an affiliate commission, so PC Part Picker has no financial incentive to do it. As far as I'm aware, they have no affiliate program. This SSD cover thing's getting in my way, so I'm gonna remove it. It was preventing one of the cables from actually like connecting. Ah, frick. Stick bugged. All right. No, the jazz music cut out. It's not fake snow or asbestos. It's, or no, I was gonna make the joke that it's asbestos. You asked insulation. My bad. Ruined my joke before I could even say it. Rip. Call Kyler in to cable measure this. There's no need. I got it. Alright, now I just need to snip these off. Defiantly. Defiantly call Kyler? Alright, front of the PC is looking good. Back of the PC is looking good. I think we're done. I mean, I'm sure Kyler would have done a better job than me, but I did a good enough job. Alright, back panel time. Looks fine to me. Because it is fine. Oh, you have to clip it in down there first. How much power draws the 4060 Ti? Not a lot. Not a lot. I think like 180 is the TDP. Could be mistaken. I'm not 100% sure. As a compliment, it looks like Kyler did it. I'm not bad at cable management. I just don't like doing it. It is an unpreferred activity of mine. That's it. Does it boot though? It's gonna boot. 4K gaming with the 4070 possible? Yeah, and like esports titles. For sure. Anything other than that? Not really. Because you have big Brett fingers? I'm not into the whole let's make it look pretty side of things. It's just not my bag. Makes more sense to jump to the AM5 platform rather than Intel, I'm guessing. Probably not. The odds of you upgrading before the AM5 platform is over are not very high. Like if you know you're going to upgrade in 2-3 years, more like 2 years, then yeah, the AM5 makes sense. But if you're building this to upgrade in 5 years, then it doesn't matter. Just buy the best that you can afford right now. Because also, like, let's remember, if you build something like an i5 13400F, right? Yeah, sure, you won't have the ability to go to a 15400F, but you'll have the ability to go to a 13900K. Alan Wake destroying everyone's PCs. I don't know if it's selling well to consider that it's destroying everyone's. Also, I have a 4090, so speak for yourself. Everybody's what am I saying? I don't know what I was gonna say. Ignore me. Maybe you got one more generation before socket change. No, I'd say two. I'd say two. Because this is the first one, right? So I would guess we're gonna go out on Ryzen 9000. That'll be when they'll change the socket for their 10th generation of CPU. But like, realistically, what does it matter? AMD doesn't compete in the budget space. So right now, their cheapest chip is the 7600, right? If you want to get budget, you have to go 13, 14, 100. And getting a H610, H710 for that is going to be more than fine, even if you have no long-term socket upgrade paths. You're not buying it for that long. Ugh. Brett, based on your experience, what's the length duration of a PC build? Mine's 2 to 3 hours with driver installation. Oh, I never go to driver install. That's always a separate part of the process. Because whenever I build a PC like this, I'm not looking to use it right away. It's not usually the plan for me. Okay. Let's go ahead and check first boot. Number one, let's make sure it turns on. Here it is. Which... Scene 2. Okay, that's when you switch to. Okay, cool. 3, 2, 1. Turns on. First click, no props. Except for the back fan's not spinning because I may have unplugged that during cable management. Alright, that's not really our concern. I'll fix that while it's booting up. Isn't there a 7500? Not in the US. There's a 7500F, I believe, but that's not a US chip. How did it unplug again? I plugged this thing in 4 times. So there isn't something better than a 4070 for 4K in that price range? No, you can get a lot. You can get a 6900 XT, 6950 XT. That'll be better at 4K. But by NVIDIA, no. Oh, look. No problems. It unplugged again! It's unplugging when I close the back panel. Interesting. How are you... Oh, it must have unplugged higher up in the chain because the front one's also not spinning. Okay, I don't know which one's unplugged now then. Okay, I gotta figure that out. Where's that? Where is the CPU or the cable connection? Okay, that is plugged in. So why is that not working? Did this come unplugged? No? Okay. Are the daisy chains not working? Is that the problem? For some reason, the front fan is not spinning when I plug it in. Like you can, if you watch this top fan right here, when I plug it in, it kind of moves, but then doesn't. So something's going on here.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
That's why you never close up the fan. Nah. Close it up. Take a risk. Live a little. Okay, let's see if I can get this plugged in while it's on.
That
All
was
of
the
the
single most
RGBs
boring thing ever.
working though, so that's... Oh, my hands are too big for this. I gotta flip this around, but I can't because my hands are too big. Goodness. Ah. The graphics card's getting in the way. Alright, I gotta unplug it. My hand's too big. See, Kyler could have done that. I can't. So now with that, the back fan should spin. Alright, let's make sure.
Give your meat a good old rub.
Alright, yes. The back fan spins up. Now let me see if I daisy chain this front fan. Does this actually turn on now? No.
Yes! Hell yeah!
For some reason.
Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah! Yes!
Okay.
Yes!
Got them all plugged into motherboard headers now. That comes off too easy. I keep bumping that off. Alright. Now I gotta re-cable manage it. Not a problem. Use zip ties this time. Wherever I put those. I put them in a bag somewhere. That can't be cable managed there. That has to be cable managed over here. It's good to know that. This other one stays though. Back to cable management. This is why I hate it. This is why I don't like doing it. I'd rather not cable manage. But people on the internet have certain expectations of how computers need to look. So that's what we're doing. Living up to everybody's expectations of me. Isn't that what the back cover's for? If this was my own personal build that I was not going to be making a video for, yes. But unfortunately, I don't have those anymore. Man, I just woke up. What year is it? Where am I? You're here in the year 2064. And I think you're at home. Did you have a rough Saturday night? That should be... You're not supposed to slam computers down like that, by the way. Did I miss that cable? What the frick? we go. Done. Computer built. Okay. Well, with that being done, I gotta move on to some more work today. That's right, we did it. Who do you think you are? I am. I did it. Did it right. PC looking good. Okay, well, thank you to everybody who tuned in to this part of the stream. Glad to see you here. We'll be back tomorrow on Twitch. Have a nice day.